Are we ready?
Yes.
Do you think they're ready?
Well, let's see. Welcome to the EU-FarmBook platform pre-launch event.
Live from the wonderful UFRA studios in snowy Latvia. My name is Laurens van der Kruisen.
And my name is Inês Assunção, and we will be your moderators for today and guide you through the jungle.
After all, it might be called EU-FarmBook, but it also includes forestry.
Okay, so let's get the show started.
Yeah. You might have already a first question. Will this session be recorded? The answer is simple, yes. You will be able to fall asleep from this point on and still claim that you have witnessed the entire show.
And by now our viewers might be wondering if we'll ever explain why this is called a pre-launch event. But we won't answer that yet. For now, and first thing first, we want to thank you and welcome everyone. We are so grateful to receive so many registrations from all across Europe, starting from project coordinators, partners from projects, and policymakers. Thank you all.
Yeah, we almost feel like this is a Eurovision song episode, but yeah, I think we have the sing-along planned for somewhat later in the show.
Yeah, exactly. In less than 10 minutes, the EU-FarmBook platform goes live and will be officially ready to receive your practice-oriented materials. But before we do that, maybe it's better to give you some insights and guide you through the agenda that we've planned for today.
Yeah, we actually have an agenda. So as soon as the platform is actually officially live, our coordinators will shed some light on some of the important elements of the platform, such as who can contribute, why is it interesting to contribute, why is it important indeed, what is the general process that you have to go through. But we'll also actually have a guest passing by, Lewis Powell from the technical team, and he will actually explain a bit how the platform itself works, how you can upload your practice-oriented material, how you can register yourself. But he will also reveal some of the things that they're working on for the future. We also have some surprise guests that are passing by to explain about their first time using the platform. And let's not forget about a word from our research program officer. We also have a discussion with an EU-FarmBook ambassador, and we have the already famous Q&A session.
Exactly. Thank you, Lawrence. But this is a pre-launch event. It's like the event where you present a rocket before sending into space and turning into an Hollywood movie. This means you get some first peeks before other people know about it. Basically, you'll be able to say that you were there before everything started.
Yes, indeed, but much more. We're here actually because we need you and we love you. You're very special to us, otherwise we would not have created an event just for you. By the end of this event, we want you to have a good idea of what the EU-FarmBook is, what the EU-FarmBook can do for you, but what you can do for the EU-FarmBook. You might at some point have a question, will my knowledge contribution fit in the EU-FarmBook? Well, that's actually for us to know right now and for you to find out.
Exactly. But Lawrence, will this be just a one-way conversation?
No.
I don't think so. You also can question, you can feel free to access your QR code that is displayed on your screen. And for that, you'll be able to send us your questions for the Q&A session. And if you get lucky, we might respond to your questions, but don't worry, because all of your questions will get an answer. And we will provide it in our website, exactly in that link that you are.
So all of your questions, whatever comes in, it will be answered after the event eventually.
And as we have a packed agenda, we'll try to run the sessions as efficiently as possible.
Which means that we might even go a bit faster than we may have anticipated. So if I have a look at the clock, it's now 11:34, which means that it's almost time to officially launch officially proclaim the EU-FarmBook platform as live and explain also a bit how you can contribute. Now, who better to actually explain this than the general coordinator and the scientific coordinator of the EU FarmBook project. I think it's about time to go live, actually, to Pieter Spanhoge and Inge de Boo.
Good morning. Thank you, Ines and Lawrence, for this nice introduction. I'm really glad to stand here because this is, in fact, a milestone of the platform. As a coordinator of 29 partners, I'm proud to announce and to count down to the real point. 3, 2, 1. Yes, we are now live. So you, as a contributor, can start from now on by uploading information. But I don't ask you to do that at this time. Please wait a couple of minutes. I'm standing here in front of all of you. I said it, 29 partners. It's a big consortium. I'm glad that we all work to this day, to the success of this day. And I have to say a special word of thanks to the IT people, because they have worked day and night to be here and to get the platform ready for all of you. Voila, this is the platform. You can have a look at it. It's live. But why is it relevant? And I think, yes, we should not ignore what is ongoing in Europe these days. The farmers are coming on the street. And I'm really happy to say that we got a message. We got a message from CIJA. And CIJA is one of our consortium partners. CIJA is the Young Farmers Association. And Mario Bejar Fuentes, he sent us a message. And I think it's a good message to think about before we go on with this presentation. So he said, young farmers stay committed to sustainability, but they feel like they have been hit with targets without any practical means to reach these goals. So we need to help them. We need to solve these problems collectively. And that is, in fact, a task, a duty for all of us. So it's not only the good news that the platform is alive. I have also another good news for all of you. Last week, exactly 1 week ago, Thursday last week, I was present at the symposium of the Belgian presidency. And the symposium was really in the framework of what we do, which means that we asked ourselves, what will be the future of agriculture in Europe? One of the speakers was from the OECD, and he presented this slide, and I took it over from him. And he said, and he observed that the budget for research and innovation was quite low. He said, okay, it's just a small part of the total support for farmers. And he said, we need to increase that budget. And the good news is that, okay, the European Commission said, yes, we will do. And this is good news for all of us, because we will be able to do much more. So today, it's the moment that we say, let's shake hands. Let us work together. Let us, as scientists, as researchers, as academia, as forestry and agriculture experts, let us work together to bring a bright future for the farmers and give them the needs and the solutions for their problems that they need to go more in a sustainable way. So, Inge, for whom is this pre-launch?
Hello. Also from my side, welcome to this online event. I'm very happy that you all joined us today. And who is the contributor? We say this is a contact person between a project and EU-FarmBook consortium. Just say shortly EU-FarmBook, presented by Professor Pieter Spanhoge. We see the contributor as the provider of project outputs. This person can be the project partner and the coordinator. We are welcoming from today all your practice-oriented materials. And what do we mean by that? It's the knowledge with the focus on practical use. So we are collecting from today EU-funded project results from Horizon 2020 and Horizon Europe programs. From tomorrow on, we are investigating how can we upload the project results of the EIP Agri operational groups. But I'm happy, policymakers, that you were invited, and we noticed that you are here with so many people attending this event. As I'm sure you will learn a lot about the upload process, about the contributors in general, so you are all well prepared for the next big step in our upload process for you. But why? Why should you contribute to the EU-FarmBook platform? Let's have a look. So we offer free maintenance, hosting, and open access. So all the headaches, all these costs for a good place and a storage of your project results, this is the task we take on the EU-FarmBook platform. It's domain specific. We want to be a one-stop shop for agriculture and forestry related knowledge. The platform is funded and endorsed by the European Commission. We will make sure that your project results get the visibility and the findability that they deserve. We offer you a supporting support center, an easy upload process. We want to integrate practice-oriented materials from the projects in our library. So we want to create a specific project space for each of you. And finally, we respect the author's rights. What are the benefits for you? Let's be honest, when you're working for European-funded projects, we are all evaluated for the dissemination, exploitation, and impact of our project outputs and outcomes. So for dissemination, we will say, okay, it's one place to go for our relevant users. It's easy, it's a standardized way, and they will find the project results, and it's easily accessible. We want to speed up the use of all these nice practical outcomes. So for exploitation, we are already from today, we have a network. We are with so many people together joining this online event. So this database, you can profit from it. You take the benefits. So you have a very great you can reach a wide variety of practitioners, and also for the policymakers, where we see the advisors or the key innovative support actors, that you can reach them as well. And for impact, I would say we are a data-driven platform. This means by monitoring all kinds of analytics. We will see how many times the project results were downloaded, get comments, likes, that there were interactions. So all these analytics, they will be fed back to you. So for your impact achievements, you can very nicely evaluate and report it in a quantitative way. You know, nowadays we have so many platforms already. Platforms, repositories, knowledge hubs, reservoirs, library databanks, publication databases, all kinds of terminologies saying that we have a lot of knowledge. And we want you to join us so that we can go far together. As alone, you can go fast, but together we will be stronger in collecting the knowledge and trying to reach it to the ACIS actors by one place, the EU-FarmBook platform. So we want to promote together the regular use for the farmer, the forester, the advisor who is in need of knowledge, but also just to meet each other. I would say we have the house today, but we want to create together with you a home. One place where you say, let's talk, have interactions peer-to-peer, have answers or getting answers on your questions with experts. Okay, we will collect a mass amount of knowledge. And the EU-FarmBook platform will guide the practitioners, all relevant users, through this mass amount of knowledge. Please, Peter, come and help me to explain this. As you see, we have here FarmBuddy. FarmBuddy somehow looking desperate, somehow being in an empty place. Let's see how you can help us.
Yes, FarmBuddy is in fact, if you compare it with a library, it's the assistant who will help a farmer, a forester, an advisor looking for information. As what you can see is, in fact, yes, our library is still empty, and that is the reason why we ask you to contribute. So what we aim is that we will have a storage of a lot of information so that our FarmBuddy can walk and can look around. And this FarmBuddy is a special one because he will learn more and improve his intelligence, because we will work with artificial intelligence. The more information that is in our store, the better that he will perform, and the better that we will see that our FarmBook will act. So at the end, when you do all your best to store it, you will see that FarmBuddy is growing and is becoming more sophisticated and is more smarter than ever before. Because our goal is, of course, that we will have all your knowledge objects, all your outputs, all your research inside one place, and that we can share it with all farmers, foresters, and rural actors. What is key for this FarmBuddy? It's key is that you provide us with the metadata, that you say a couple of things. It's you are the person who do the upload. So, okay, it's your name that should be joining that information. You know at what time you created that information. You say, okay, it's important for my region, it's important for my country. So this kind of information will be very useful for our FarmBuddy to learn. Because yes, of course, this additional information, if we don't have it, we cannot invent it. It will speed up the search engine. It will speed up the work of FarmBuddy. And above all, it will match the needs of the farmers and the foresters who will come and will look up for the information. But yes, in that way, okay, but take care. You see that if we want to put your results, your output in a nice way in the platform, then of course it's logic that you have to take care of the quality of your objects that you upload. Because if you look, if you put in a carrot which is looking really awful, then we will not be able to replace it with a beautiful carrot. So that is something that FarmBook will not do in your place. FarmBook will present your information in the right way if you upload it in a good, high-quality way. And if you do your work, then we will do the way of the presentation to the people and the users of the platform. Voila. How can we help you getting started?
Thank you, Peter and Inge. We'll hear more from them during these events.
Yes. Actually, like our offstage buddy who's been going through the Mentimeter, he's been giving us an urgent message. Apparently not enough people are sending in questions. This leads us to the question, are people actually still watching us? Or have they all gone and had a peek at the EU-FarmBook platform?
Well, I hope they don't, because they might miss some information and some important ones. And also, one of our surprise guests that is willing to give us his testimonial. So let's take a look and watch the testimonial from Edward Morris from Resilience Project.
I am Edward Mauri at the Mediterranean facility in the European Forest Institute in Barcelona. I am coordinating the Resilience project. Resilience is a 3-year thematic network that engages with farmers and foresters to share practical knowledge on how to increase landscape resilience in the Mediterranean. Most of the written exchange will take place through a collection of more than 100 fact sheets and summary abstracts containing practical knowledge for practitioners and authorities. In two previous thematic networks producing similar material, I chose to self-archive. This is a costly decision, but I took it because I could not find a knowledge repository for practical material that matched the themes of those thematic networks. This resulted in the development of two websites, which, sure, allowed users to query the collection using very specific filters, but did not respect the FAIR principles, did not provide multilingual access, and did not have an existing user community. And of course, they also had maintenance costs beyond the end of the project. Now, with Race Alliance, I will not take on such a burden. All our practical material will be stored since the beginning into the EU-FarmBook and will be accessible from there. This provides long-term hosting, allows multilingual access, respects the FAIR principles, and builds up a community of users in agriculture and forestry, thus increasing the chances that the knowledge that you share there will be exploited. And all this for free. It also forces you to be disciplined and annotate your material with rich metadata, something that, let's face it, we tend to neglect when it comes to grey literature. If scientific journals is where you publish scientific articles, if YouTube is where you publish videos, where do you publish practical knowledge to make it internationally accessible? In EU-FarmBook. Join me there.
Thank you, Edward, for your testimonial. It is so motivating for us to see that the EU-FarmBook platform is already changing the way a project coordinator can handle the outputs from their project.
Yeah, and it also looks very warm where he was sitting. It's not as cold as snowy Latvia, but snow has some charm as well. But by now, I mean, the platform is officially live. You might be wondering, how does the EU-FarmBook platform work? Like, will you ever tell me? Why haven't you told me? And when will you tell me? These are all very interesting questions, of course. And who actually better to explain this to you than one of the hard-working brains behind the EU-FarmBook platform from the technical team? So he will also explain a bit some of the upcoming future features. So let's go to Lewis Powell.
Hi everyone, my name is Lewis Powell and I am a software engineer on the EU-FarmBook project. In this session, I'll show you some of the current EU-FarmBook features and how to use them and what to do when something doesn't work, as well as some of the major features that we are working on right now. As mentioned, you're able to search for practice-oriented materials using the search bar through recommendations or a selection of topics. You can download these practice-oriented materials, you can share them with other people through different channels, and you can consult the project linked to it to find some related content. All of this can be done without registering on the platform. The search function allows you to refine your search by selecting different filters, and you can view the results in either a list or a thumbnail overview. As a contributor, you would need to register in order to upload contributions. By clicking on the register button, filling in your credentials and confirming, you'll get a confirmation email which will allow you to log on to the platform and start uploading. If you want to allow a project collaborator to add contributions, you'll be able to invite them. Now that you're registered, we can start uploading contributions. Let's use the example of the Euracnus Explorer's Guide so that we can upload this to the platform in different languages. This must be in the form of an uploadable practice-oriented material, such as a document, a presentation, an image, or a video. The process involves 3 steps. We start by selecting the project to which the knowledge object belongs. You will choose this from the list of the projects of which you're already registered as a contributor or a coordinator. And then we move on to actually uploading the practice-oriented material and provided the metadata needed, which will help users find your practice-oriented material more easily on the platform. If the material is available in different languages, you can upload these different languages together and then move on to the next steps. Now you go through all the different metadata properties. Finally, once you've filled in all the required metadata, you can go through to confirm that your contribution is correct and upload it. Once uploaded, you can view your contribution and you can also view the projects for which you're registered. If you have a collection of practice-oriented materials, such as documents, videos, and fact sheets, they can be presented together as a collection of your project. Therefore, if we'd like to upload a video linked to the Explorer's Guide, we'll see it appears as a linked contribution on the Arachnos project page. In the future, you'll be able to create your own collection of linked practice-oriented materials. Of course, for us, as we've been developing the platform, this uploading procedure looks easy, but don't take our word for it. Let's hear from a project coordinator who has already gone through the process.
Good morning. I am Sabine Pallet from Inageren, Belgium, and I am the coordinator of Smart Protect, a thematic network on smart IPM technologies for indoor and outdoor vegetables. Our Smart Protect consortium has collected, benchmarked and shared information on smart IPM technologies for innovative crop protection. And we have focused on certain crops, tomatoes and cucumbers, bell peppers and cabbages, lettuce, carrots, leeks and onions. We've developed a user-friendly Smart Protect platform to inform the end users on all these technologies, so they can choose the best option for their specific crop. And although there is a lot of information on the internet, farmers and advisors often tell us that finding the right information is not always easy, as it is mostly spread on different sources of information. But now the EU-FarmBook is available, and if we all start uploading our information on FarmBook, we can make the difference, as it gathers all information on one place. So the EU-FarmBook is a user-friendly tool, and after making an account, you can easily upload your technical information. In our case, the technologies on smart IPM techniques translated by native speakers in 12 different languages. How does the uploading process work? First, you select your project. This is linked to the Cordis site, and then you can start uploading your practice-oriented materials. Decide before what metadata you want to tag to your information source, and then the uploading process goes smoothly, and each file will automatically connect to your project. So I invite you to try this as well and start uploading your practice-oriented material, so the EU-FarmBook becomes a unique source of information for our farmers, foresters and advisors across Europe. I wish you a lot of success.
If you do happen to run into any issues regarding the use of the EU-FarmBook, there's training material at your availability to help you. This material is available through our support centre located at the top of their homepage. This covers topics on how you register, what do we mean by metadata, how to upload, and much more that you'll be able to find answers to. If you don't find an answer, there are two ways of continuing. You can reach out to us using the contact form, but you can also attend one of the training sessions which will be mentioned at the end of this event. Now, we're aware that projects often have a lot of practice-oriented materials they'd like to upload to the EU-FarmBook, and doing this one at a time is not ideal for them. Therefore, we are working together with several projects, sectorial ambassadors, and EU member states who have developed large databases of knowledge to create a connection between them and the EU-FarmBook. This will happen through what is called an API, and over the next year we'll update you on the different ways you can connect your database to the EU-FarmBook platform. Through the use of artificial intelligence and natural language processing, we're developing a procedure which will assist you with the addition of metadata to each contribution that you put into the EU-FarmBook, such as the keywords, the publication date, the names of the creators, etc. This process will go through the material that you upload and will suggest automatically key information to make uploading a larger amount of contributions more fluent. However, this is only one of the future features which we have planned for the platform. We've got more in store for you. The use of artificial intelligence will also enable us to assist visitors of the platform more easily when they search for information. This will be possible through interactive search function, which will allow you to ask questions and get personalized suggestions on content which you might find interesting. This can either be through a search bar or implemented as an interactive chatbot. Additionally, we're working on being able to provide the platform and its content to you in multiple EU languages. The previously shown multiple language upload feature is a first step towards providing content in multiple EU languages. But before we hand the word back over to our moderators, we also want to inform you about the development of extracting analytics from the platform. In the future, you as a project coordinator will be able to consult how often a contribution has been viewed, downloaded, shared, and other data. We'll update you on these features through our project website and the EU-FarmBook platform. We have major releases planned, but minor features will be released between these major releases. Thank you very much for listening. That's it from our side. Now back to the studio.
Yes, thank you, Lewis, and thank you to the technical team. I'm pretty sure they had quite a few sleepless nights getting the platform ready for today.
Exactly. And a big thanks to Sabine Paulette from Smart Protect and for your testimonial on how easy it is to upload practice-oriented materials and also in different languages.
I think I'm also falling in love a bit already with FarmBuddy, but that's for the future. So for now, actually, the technical team has already really been putting in a lot of work to make the platform as user-friendly as possible, and they keep on working to make this whole process as smooth as possible. I think one of the things that we kind of need to mention as well is that maybe by now you're trying to upload one of the contributions, and you may have made a small mistake, and you say, I want to edit it. For the moment, if you really feel like, okay, I need to edit it, you can contact us through the contact form, which you've seen in the previous video. And you can actually also just have a look actually at, you can contact us in the future as well, but you will also have an editing feature at some point. For the moment, it's actually best to just check before you submit. So it's better to be safe than sorry.
Exactly, safety first. But now that we also have a better idea how to contribute, how to add your contributions into the EU-FarmBook platform, maybe it's time to dive a little bit deeper into why it is so important to improve the way knowledge is exchanged across Europe. So let's go back to Inge de Bo, our project coordinator, also for some insights on how the EU-FarmBook platform can improve the knowledge exchange across Europe.
Okay, but first, let me see how can we help you to get started. So there are two main questions. The first one is, are your practice-oriented materials structured in a database? If yes, then we will look to mass uploads via API connection or integration. Connection, and integration, this is what Lewis was trying to explain us with his case studies. We have the iFoam platform of organic farming, and we have Groen Kennisnet, the national platform of the Netherlands. Both existing and successful platforms are willing or our first contributors for mass uploads. There we made already a selection of what is relevant to be on the EU-FarmBook platform, so that we have that focus on practical use for the forester, for the farmer in Europe. And now they are looking to have this mass upload. It's still not visible, but I'm sure within some days, some weeks, you will see a lot of these knowledge objects on the EU-FarmBook platform. Next to that, we had the testimonial of Edward Maury, the project coordinator of Resilience. What he is doing with us is he is creating a project space on the EU-FarmBook platform directly. So what he was telling us. He is saving money. He is saving all these headaches about self-archive on the project website of RES Alliance. Again, you don't see all these nice project outputs from that project, but later on, I'm sure you will see a lot of fact sheets of this nice project. If your practice-oriented materials are not structured in a database, okay, you can start with a manual upload. This is what Sabine Paulette did with Smart Protect knowledge objects. And this is also what was shown, illustrated by Louis for the Arachnos Explorer's Guide. Another important question. Are the practice-oriented materials already available in another platform? On YouTube, Zenodo, or we can say, are they somehow already published? If yes, okay, I think we don't have the time here to go more in depth with you, but we will guide you through the process and we will offer you training sessions. But if you see my practice-oriented materials are not yet available on another platform, then I would say, please connect with us. You can start already today. I want to tell you that EU-FarmBook is a database for agriculture and forestry information. We are not a distribution center for outputs. So, uploading links, we don't like that, because one day these links will be broken and then there is no access anymore to that specific knowledge. So for this reason, we want to gather all the knowledge and the real knowledge in our platform. Contributor agreement. I know this is something we have to have it in order to respect the intellectual property rights of each practice-oriented material. So we need to be agreed on this contributor agreement. And somehow we are afraid because we think we will not understand, we will need legal expertise on that. But no, let me show you the backbone of this two-page text. We start with saying who are the two parties. We have EU-FarmBook, and next to that, you, the project. We say you are the contributor, you are our contact person between FarmBook and the project. Next, we are looking to definitions. What do we mean by contributing or uploading? What do we mean by a knowledge object? What do we mean by provider of knowledge objects? I must say in general, and I think that's very important for you to keep in mind, that we want to just share knowledge. We want to exchange it. We want to have that open science ID. And we are having the free access to all kinds of contributions. And then you will see, I think we wrote it in a simple language so that you easily can understand some actions of the contributor, the responsibility of the contributor, some sentence about EU-FarmBook retains rights. For example, we want to present the knowledge objects in an attractive way. So for these reasons, we can somehow add a nice image or something to that. All very simple sentence. And at the end, if there is a need for amendments on the contributor agreement, or you want to terminate our cooperation on that, this is also inside that contributor agreement. I think that's also a very important question to be answered now. Who should agree on the contributor agreement? So for ongoing and also for future Horizon projects, we want to have the project coordinator to be our contact person, because we have the contact info of this person, so we can validate their identity. And of course, somehow we expect that this person knows about the intellectual property rights of the practice-oriented materials, the POM. For finished projects, please, this is also very valuable information. We want to collect it as well. But if it's impossible or somehow very difficult to reach the coordinator of the finished projects, we say all project partners can contribute. The only thing that you have to do is contact us through the contact form. I think that's enough for sufficient information to get started already today. So, yeah, Peter, I want to give you the floor.
Okay, I think it's time to stand a little bit back to the global picture of EU-FarmBook. And maybe you are looking now at a very complex figure, but in fact it's not. It gives you an answer why we are now here. We called our event the pre-launch. And the pre-launch means that we address our attention to the creator, to the producer, to the inventor, to the person that did the work to have what we call practical knowledge object or material for practice use, or for something that the farmer, when he gets it in his hand, can apply in the field, can do in practice. As you just observed, okay, you can do it, the upload in different steps. That is very well explained by Louise and also by Inge. So you have different types of options. And then, of course, you ask yourself, okay, and when do you address the farmers and the foresters? Well, that is in the next release. And it gives you the answer why we are talking now about the pre-launch, because we cannot talk about the full launch because, yes, our store is still empty and it has to be filled by all of you. So it means that from the moment that FarmBuddy is doing his job very well, then we welcome all farmers across Europe. And that is also not only the farmers, but also the foresters, because we want to serve all of them. So it means that, yes, you will have to wait for next year, and then we will make more news about the official launch of the platform. So stand a little bit still with what is exactly done by the IT people and what should we do, should we look at when we are talking about the knowledge object storage. So as you can see, okay, it's a symbol like you put a lot of things in a ton. Yes, it is, but we don't do it randomly. We look at several points. The first point is, of course, that we want to stand still about the metadata. We want to know what is written around it. We want to say, okay, this storage will take a long time. It will take, it will survive a lot of projects that are ongoing now. We will take it for a longer duration. The next step is, of course, yes, we want to filter the data, we want to check the quality, and it will be data-driven. So it will be not, yes, by our hands, but it will be the computer who does the job. If something is not used, is useless, and so on, then it will drop down in the priority list. Then we will have to think about, okay, standardization. Yes, you will submit things, but we ask you to do it in a right format. So it will not be just that you say, I have done something really great and that you can just submit it. No, you have to think about it and to put it in the right way so that we can store it well. Then you have things about, okay, data access. Inge just explained it. It's open access. We want to have it used by a lot of people. It's also funded by the government. So it's your duty, it's our duty to share it with all people so that they can benefit from it. And then, of course, yes, the interaction. So it means that we want to secure that you will have the possibility to discuss this knowledge object. If you are not happy, then you can explain it to others and then you can have comments on it. So people can just say, okay, this is really useful for my, or they can also say, okay, in my place, in my town, it didn't work at all. And then the last point is that, okay, persistent identifiers. So it means that your object, your result, your practice material is unique in the world. So it means that you get it also just being that everybody can see, okay, it's yours, it's not from somebody else. So therefore we talk about the DOE, so the digital object identifier. That's an example of how to make it unique, your information. So yes, there are 3 keywords still left, and that's sharing, interacting, and translating. Sharing, it means that, yes, it's exchange between all the actors across Europe, all the people, all the farmers. That is our duty. Interacting, it means that the platform will also give you the possibility to talk about it, to discuss it. It's just like in social media. You will get some comments and you will be able to give feedback. And then translating, you can look at it in 2 ways. It means that you are translating the theory into practice so that the farmer can use it into practice. Or you can think about, okay, I will translate it from language into another language or into a simple, understandable language so that the farmer doesn't know what you want to do and what you achieve. And it's also going back. And so it means that the farmer can inspire the research and so on, how to improve, and that you can say, okay, this has to be done in a better way. So that is all what we aim to do. So it's about a 4-step process. So the creator, the producer, the upload of the material, then the storage in the platform, and then the user who will be able to enjoy the outcome of a project. Voilà.
Thank you, Peter and Inge, for these valuable insights. It's very interesting to see the different possibilities regarding the uploading process, what is important regarding the contributor agreement, and all about the knowledge exchange across Europe. But well, there's more. There's more to come, and here to explain why the EU-FarmBook project is so important for you to maximize the reach and the impact of your project outcomes is our Research Program Officer, Natalia Brezina.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm very pleased to be here today with you and open the online event during which the long-awaited and very much needed EU-FarmBook platform goes live to welcome all practice-oriented materials from research and innovation projects funded under both policies, Horizon and the Common Agriculture Policy, that work in close synergy. My name is Natalia Brzezina, and on behalf of myself and of my colleague Inge van Os, I will explain to you why EU-FarmBook is key to maximize the impact of research and innovation projects in practice and how you can help make the most of it. The European farmers, foresters and rural communities provide us with food and biomass day after day. At the same time, they are facing many challenges, but also there are many opportunities for them that come from, on the one side, environmental and climate changes related, for example, to extreme weather conditions that impact the agriculture production across the EU, and on the other side, from the socio-economic changes related, for instance, to COVID-19 crisis or the war in Ukraine that disrupt the functioning of the agri-food market. The message is clear here. We must help farmers, foresters and rural communities to tackle the challenges and to seize the opportunities. We must chart for them a different path to become more productive, more competitive, more resilient and sustainable than ever before. This will only be possible if we provide them with the new knowledge and innovative solutions that they need in their day-to-day work, and that they can apply this in practice. So it is time to act now with ambition, with vision and with courage. The good news is that in the last decade, the EU has taken a strong action on research innovation. It has put research innovation at the center of the path towards more sustainable and resilient agri-food sector using 2 policies working in close synergy. Under the EU R&I programs, Horizon 2020 and Horizon Europe, The EU budget allocated to agriculture research innovation for 2021 and 2027 has almost doubled as compared with the previous programming period under Horizon 2020. This is an acknowledgement that agriculture, food and natural resources are key for all of us. I want to highlight that this is exceptional considering also the global trend of decreased public investments in agriculture research innovation. It is an EU added value. Under the previous CAP, we have also supported more than 3,200 innovation projects at local level, so-called EIP Agri operational groups. And the success story of the EIP Agri concept continues, as the member states plan to establish around 6,600 operational groups throughout Europe in the next years. In what priority R&I areas we have invested the increased resources? Foremost, we need to step up our efforts in addressing the biggest sustainability challenges of our times. Therefore, we invest in R&I projects to boost climate-smart farming and to sustainably manage natural resources, in particular soil, water and nutrients, and of course to promote biodiversity-friendly farming systems. In addition, we have to take care of the sectoral needs by fostering the multiple functions of forests and by helping the livestock and the cropping systems to become healthier, resilient and sustainable. And we are also investing in enablers, for example, by unlocking the potential of agroecology and digital and data technologies, and by creating the right conditions for widespread use of the research and innovation results through strengthening agricultural knowledge and innovation systems. Finally, we are supporting R&I that creates opportunities that empower rural communities to become stronger, connected, resilient and prosperous in line with the long-term vision for rural areas that we have. Overall, only under Horizon Europe, we have supported around 215 projects, including more than 150 multi-actor projects. And there are many more projects that were funded already under Horizon 2020. And all these projects continuously deliver new knowledge and innovative solutions for farmers, for foresters, and for rural communities. Let me give you 6 examples of solutions that are ready to be used in practice by farmers. The first one is about a robot that lends a helping hand to European micro-farms. So while smaller farms can be more flexible, they can lack also the same resources as larger enterprises. So the ROMI project developed an affordable robotic system that cuts the labor costs and reduces the dependence on fertilizers and herbicides. The second example is a portable tool for timely pathogen detection in the livestock production system. The EU-funded project Vivaldi developed the VetPod platform. It is designed to detect pathogens particularly important for animal health and food safety in poultry, pork and beef sector. And the most innovative aspect of the VetPod platform is that this pathogen detection test can be performed directly on the farm rather than in centralized laboratories. The third example is about consumer appetite for legumes that is opening up new opportunities for the EU farmers. An EU-funded project Lega Value has gathered practical information and know-how to help growers explore the potential of this trend. And one of the key outputs of the Lega Value project is a prototype of an online decision support system. Farmers are able to receive tailor-made recommendations on the optimal legume species for the farming systems by entering information on their local geographic context. Example 4 is about mobile technology that turns organic waste into fertilizers. The technology pioneered by EU researchers from the NOMAD project brings a mobile solution, a truck that is equipped with all necessary technologies to enable farmers to convert digest into fertilizers directly on their farms. This could help reduce waste going to landfill and at the same time enable European agriculture to transition towards more sustainable and circular practices. The fifth example is about improving tomato yield and quality in the face of climate change. The TomGem project designed heat-tolerant tomato varieties and management practices. And the main outcomes of the project are superior tomato varieties in terms of tolerance to heat stress and yield stability that can be used by horticulture producers. And the final example is about the green pesticides that are in the pipeline. As the pressure grows to limit the use of conventional pesticides that may harm environment and health, the EU-funded project from the researchers from the Neurostress PEP project have brought eco-friendly alternatives a step closer to reality by turning insects' own hormones against them. And these biopesticides target some insects while at the same time protecting others and can be potentially used in agriculture, horticulture, and even forestry without causing harm. So we want to share all these innovations widely with the agriculture and forestry community across the whole Europe. And most of these projects actually produce a lot of communication and dissemination materials, videos, leaflets, reports, photos, fishes, etc., with information on the innovative solutions that is ready to apply in practice for farmers and foresters. But unfortunately, often this material and knowledge disappears shortly after the project ends. This is a huge waste of investment and budget. So against this background, 3 questions arise. First of all, can we preserve the knowledge and innovation generated by so many EU-funded projects in the long term? Second, can we bring all the tangible outputs of EU-funded R&I projects together in one user-friendly online platform? And third, can we help farmers, foresters, and rural communities across Europe to get the right knowledge from the EU-funded projects in a practice-oriented, ready-to-use form? The simple answer to all these 3 questions is yes, we can, with a one single online platform, the EU-FarmBook, which all actors in the agriculture, knowledge and innovation systems can then use for as long as possible. This is why we have decided to found the EU-FarmBook project that aims to create a one-stop shop for all of us, but most importantly for practitioners to get access to practical knowledge and solutions generated under Horizon programs and the EIP Agri Operational Group supported under CAP, and of course many other R&I activities beyond those 2 policies that are also out there. It would be great if the EU-FarmBook could become the reference to gather practice-oriented materials for practitioners to use in the long term. If successful, the EU-FarmBook online platform will benefit us all. It will bring multiple benefits to all AKIS actors, most importantly, the practitioners, the farmers, the foresters, and their advisors, who will get the right practical knowledge at the right time and place. Second, of course, the educators, the trainers, and the students, as the next generation of the practitioners, will also have a one-stop shop when in need of getting innovative practical knowledge or when they want to share their solutions and innovations with the EU-FarmBook community. Then, of course, researchers who will quickly get the information on the state-of-the-art and plenty of ideas for further research. It will also help them in networking and in finding partners for multi-actor consortia. And even policymakers will benefit from learning about the innovative practices that improve sustainability of farming systems produced by the projects. It can help them, for example, in designing effective agri-environmental policies. And also other AKIS actors engage in whatever farming, forestry, rural activities automatically relate to, such as people involved in environment, water, climate, biodiversity, landscape, consumers, citizens, and food and non-food systems, will all definitely benefit from access to practical knowledge. Therefore, if successful, for the benefit of all AKIS actors, options should be explored to sustain the EU-FarmBook online platform in the long term. However, to be successful and to reap the benefit from the EU-FarmBook platform, it is extremely important that you contribute. Therefore, we encourage all projects, Horizon and CAP funded and beyond, to contribute with the practice-oriented content to the platform. We are already requesting submission of the practice-oriented materials into the EU-FarmBook platform in the Horizon Europe calls for thematic and advisory networks. So all the new thematic and advisory networks are obliged to submit their content to the EU-FarmBook platform. And in the future work programs, we will also strongly recommend it for all multi-actor projects, so it will be a big plus point during the evaluation of the proposal. And because, as Satoru said, individually we are one job, but together we are an ocean. So let's join the EU-FarmBook community, the interactive platform for practitioners, and create an ocean of practice-oriented knowledge available to benefit us all. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Natalia, and also thank you, Inge van Oos, for the continuous support that we've been getting in the EU-FarmBook project. Now, maybe you've noticed that we've moved, actually, yeah. Because by now, you might be wondering, like, are you offering any kind of support if I need to make a decision on whether I want to get engaged with the EU-FarmBook, and whether you will help me facilitate that decision?
Well, actually, Lawrence, that's where ambassadors team goes. And luckily for us, the ambassadors, the EU-FarmBook ambassadors play a very important role. And luckily for us, we have one of them today here. So we want to welcome Anita de Zelm from Eufras in Latvia. You are an ambassador from EU-FarmBook team. So we wanted to ask you, as an ambassador for Latvia and the advisor community, what is the benefit to our viewers to reach out to you, to reach out to any EU-FarmBook ambassador?
Yeah, thank you, Ines. I assume that by now all of you are getting a bit overwhelmed with all the information you're getting, because, well, it's not only you, to be honest, also those who are involved in the project. We are a bit in the much of information as well. So each ambassador has been carefully chosen for knowledge of their EU member country, for their knowledge of the sector, and there are ambassadors in the sector, there are ambassadors in the sectoral organizations across Europe, like IFOAM, like Eufras, like SEJA, and so on. And ambassadors are here for you to help make decisions which are the best materials to get in the platform, which are the most suitable materials to work with in them. So yes, that's the way we can help.
Well, wonderful. Well, the next question is, first we asked you, okay, what is the benefit of reaching out? But when should they actually reach out to an EU-FarmBook ambassador?
Yeah, I would say first, try out the platform, look at it, click on it, and find out what's on there, what's in there. And as Natalia already mentioned in her presentation, it takes all the drops to create the ocean. So that's going on in the platform as well. So there are tutorials available, there are frequently asked questions available. You can also contact the contact point when some questions arise. And if you still cannot understand something, or still you cannot make your final decision on how to act with your practical materials, then go on the ambassadors map in the EU-FarmBook webpage. And and sometimes don't be surprised that you do not that you are approached by the ambassador, not only you approaching the ambassadors. Also, most probably you will see here a lot of familiar faces, and it's not mandatory for you to connect to your country's ambassador. If you find someone who you know already, or who you have a great relationship with, just go and reach out to us, and we'll be happy to help.
Thank you, Anita. And in the meantime, we're also actually joined by Inge, Natalia, and Peter, because the Q&A is apparently on fire.
Exactly. It's so great to see so many responses coming in. It really demonstrates that you are very interested to know more about EU-FarmBook platform and how can you basically contribute to this platform. Um, the script says we should start up a smooth conversation.
Oh, very smooth.
So, on that note, let's see which questions have been very popular with the audience. Let's take a look. So, what will happen to the EU-FarmBook platform after the event, after the project ends? This seems like the perfect question for our research program officer, Natalia Brazina. If Natalia is live here, she can reply to that.
Yes, thank you very much. It all depends on your contributions, I would say. If they are many and if the EU FarmBook platform is very successful and delivers excellent, let's say, repository of knowledge and innovations for the farmers, foresters, rural communities, then of course options will be explored to make it work in the long term. But at this moment, I would say in these early stages of developing the platform, it all really depends on your contribution. So I really invite you and encourage you to submit the contributions, because by this we can make the project successful and to make sure that it will run in the long term. Thank you.
Thank you, Natalia.
Thank you very much indeed. So we have another question coming in. What distinguishes the EU FarmBook from other EU knowledge repositories like Zenodo? Peter Spanog, this sounds like a question perfectly made for you.
If it perfectly fits my knowledge, that's a question. But anyway, I think it's a question that pops up frequently. So I will first compare it with a universal platform, and that you can see, okay, the worldwide map with all information stored everywhere. And then I say to the people, okay, we will make the difference, because in the EU FarmBook we will store knowledge that we can trust, because it comes from fundings that are funded by the government. So it means that researchers, scientists, workers will have come to that outcome, that project output and so on. So in that way, we will make the difference between fake news that may be present everywhere and what will come inside the platform. So we expect that the knowledge that you will do the upload for is something that is useful and it's not useless. So this is the first difference. So if you then compare it to some general platforms like Zenodo, it means that they collect everything, and even everything. So it means that we make our focus. Our focus is on agriculture and forestry, and it is also the focus that we aim for practical, useful materials. So it means that's something that is useful for the farmer, the forester itself. So it's not that we say, okay, real scientific papers, okay, you will have farmers that do understand it and so on. But there are other channels for that. There are Elsevier, there are Google Scholar and things like that. And we will not go into competition with these channels. So it means that we want to be unique and we want to focus on agriculture and forestry. And we believe if we have all that knowledge together, you may have observed FarmBuddy, and what I forgot to tell is that FarmBuddy, during the pictures I showed, it was a very simple robot at the start. At the end, he was very strong and he was very useful. So it means that all that information, when stored together in EU FarmBook, that this search engine will work great. And that is not what other platforms will provide for the moment. So where artificial intelligence, I don't think, but maybe Zenodo will also evolve. But at this time, the open access for EU FarmBook compared to sometimes closed access in Zenodo and other platforms will make the difference.
Thank you, Peter. Another question that it sounds really interesting, because I think it's on
linked.
everyone's mind.
It's also linked somewhat to what Peter was answering, how it's going to be different, because... Yeah.
Exactly. Is this platform ready for farmers, foresters, and advisors? Inge de Bo, what would you say?
Yeah, so I think we officially launched, or we are live. It's a platform. That means that every user, every visitor on the platform is welcome. Of course, the shelves are empty. So when we have these numerous amounts of relevant knowledge, I think then it will be the time for these farmers, foresters, and all other rural actors. However, you with the project partners and coordinators contributing these project outputs, I would say if you need already some practitioners, of course, you can invite them. But our platform is all the time evolving. So it will only be a better user experience for all platform users if you can somehow wait a little bit longer. I would say for the next big launch, it is foreseen mid-25, then we can guarantee you everyone can be very happy and will get the perfect match for the content they are looking for.
Thank you, Inge. Now, I think we have a next question, which sounds like perfectly made for an ambassador. So, Anita, what type of content will be allowed to upload on the EU FarmBook? Will we upload only files such as PDF, or also direct content such as text, videos, infographics, fact sheets, etc.?
Okay, sounds fun because you just answered the question, I guess. Yeah. So, but yes, each and every material can be uploaded. Different kinds of materials can be uploaded, and it's welcome to do so because, as we know, some of us are visuals, some of us are audibles, and we each understand information differently, and even the information repeats itself. It's okay since everyone hears what he or she wants to hear and needs to hear. So, yeah. Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you.
Perfect. Let's move to another questions. Can outputs from European projects from other programs, such as Life Plus, also be shared through the EU FarmBook? Natalia, I think this question is really for you. What are your thoughts?
I would say that, of course, while the focus is on bringing together the Horizon and the CAP-funded results of projects, the more, the better, if it is in the platform. So, of course, all the relevant contributions from projects beyond Horizon and beyond the CAP-funded operational groups are very welcome. So all relevant practice-oriented contributions that can help farmers, foresters, and rural communities improve their practices, the sustainability, and the resilience, of course, they are super welcome.
Thank you very much, Natalia. Well, we keep on hearing the word practice, and this question seems to be popping up quite a bit as well. Inge de Bo, can you maybe help us a bit? What is the definition of practice-oriented?
Yes. Somehow I was afraid of getting this question. I must say there is no definition. May I answer this question by asking suggestion you have to ask yourself, what is from my project results, what is now very relevant for the practitioner? And I think if you can, you believe in it and you are selecting these knowledge and you make it in an attractive format. So I would say don't stop when you have reported it for the European Commission and you made deliverables, but you can say, let's do something extra, extract and make small pieces from it, attractive, with videos, with podcasts and so on. Then I believe you are doing a very good job. Of course, the platform is evolving. It means at a given moment, we will have the users and they will evaluate, is this practice-oriented for me, yes or no? We don't have to wait for the big launch. Somehow we have also that social design in our projects. So already within some weeks, we will get to the practitioners, we will collect feedback, we will do the analytics, and we evaluate together with these social designers. So it's a work in progress, and we do that together. I would say you are the experts together in these multi-actor projects with different users. You can make the best selection in the best attractive format, practical use. This is the focus we are looking for. And of course, we will evaluate and we will adapt accordingly. So we should have it a very nice home and a real place to meet each other, and I must say to support all these in-person meetings that you have with the farm demos, the excursions, the living labs. Next to that, you come home and you want to be somehow stay tuned online and have the online community interactions. Is that sufficient?
Yes, that sounds like a very good answer, because it also links a bit to what the next question is.
Exactly. We just received an answer, and thank you, Ing, for the clarification. That's perhaps we'll go and ask Peter. That is, can I chat with other contributors?
Okay, it's a good question, but I just want to go back to the discussion of Inge, because I believe that, in fact, at the end, the user of our platform will define what is a practice-oriented material, because if he likes it, if he discusses it, if he clicks it a lot of times, then you will see what is practice-oriented, and that will be the definition made by the people using our platform. So that is something I'm very curious to look forward to. So it means that people will help us understanding what are the needs of the farmers when the farmers come and the foresters come to join us. But of course, yes, another question was, okay, do we want to chat in person? And I think that is not why the platform is developed for. I think it's an open dialogue. So last week we heard that we need to go in dialogue with the farmer. Today I want to say, okay, let's keep the dialogue open, and I want to have open discussions on the platform so that everybody can learn from each other. And if you say, okay, I want to have a personal chat, then there are other channels for that. And first of all, we will have a tool where the creator, the uploader of information will tell you, okay, yes, you can make my contact information public, or you can make a formula that they can contact me. That is, of course, something that is very interesting. And then you can contact these persons or this project or this project collaborators yourself. So in that framework, it's that information you will get for sure. But it's not the idea that the EU-FarmBook will be an email platform where you can have individual discussions. Therefore, yes, you have to do it in another way and in other platforms and other outcomes. So I want to have this comments, just like we have now on social media, very public, because yes, some people read it, some others just skip it or whatever. But at the end, if you say I'm blocked, I want to know, okay, what was exactly the problem, then you can read what is also commented on each material that is uploaded. So that is a little bit the spirit. It is open access, it's open discussion, it's not individual talks.
Oh, that sounds wonderful. So these actually, you shouldn't be afraid to sign up to the EU-FarmBook, to register as a contributor, because you're not going to get harassed, for lack of a better word. I've even heard actually that some projects have even written into their proposal to have some experts who will help with the conversations on the EU-FarmBook or on these kind of platforms. So that's actually very, very handy. So it's sort of planned in some cases already. We are also getting in a question which would be very interesting, I think, for Inge de Bo, which links to the criteria of quality inputs. Because, for instance, if you mentioned the uploading of links, some people are asking, okay, can I actually upload a YouTube link?
Yeah, I think this is something we have to clarify. So we want to be a database with real documents, real podcasts, videos, reports, fact sheets, all your project outputs. A link to YouTube movie? No, we don't want that. It's not possible today because in the online upload form, it's only having these knowledge objects like PDF, so all real existing documents and no links, no link. But if you have a look to the case studies, iFoam collection and Groen Kennisnet collection, there you have links are there. So when you return in the next days, weeks, and you have a look on the EU-FarmBook, you will notice these links. Of course, we are connecting with trustworthy platforms which are successful. For example, Groen Kennisnet, the national platform of the Netherlands, already exists for 20 years. So there they have also these services of long-term preservation. So we know it's safe to be connected with these platforms. So for you, in a manual upload process, it's not possible to have these links. Later on, we have to perhaps have some discussions. Can we still do that? Should we adapt it, yes or not? But yeah, I hope this clarified the link to YouTube.
Thank you, Inge, and thank you all of you, Peter, Anita, and Natalia, for your contributions and for your answers. I think we are reaching the end of this session, but before we go, we still have some important information to share with you.
Yes, indeed. Well, as you've heard, actually the platform is continuously evolving. We're continuously doing research into how we can actually make the platform as beneficial to the people who will actually use it. So who are the people who are using it? At this point, the contributors, but at, well, the near future as well, the practitioners, the farmers, the foresters, the advisors. And so we're consistently actually conducting user research into what these people need in terms of practical knowledge, etc. So we're doing also some research on specific features, such as, indeed, as was mentioned before, commenting on the contribution that you've uploaded. Also an online community where people can ask maybe more questions. The project representation. You are a contributor. You upload something on the EU-FarmBook, maybe you want your project to be represented in a very particular way. We want to hear from you to see how we can do that in the best possible way. We also, of course, are doing quite a bit of research into the multilingual support because, of course, there were a lot of questions about this as well. Given the fact that this is a rather complicated topic, we want to make sure that when we implement this kind of feature, that it fits really the needs and the high standards that we really want to achieve. So we try to make sure that we get a good view of the needs of our users as much as possible.
Exactly, and to do so, we need really your engagement with the project, because in order for us to improve and to make the platform as suitable for farmers, foresters, and all practitioners across Europe who need it most, we need also your contributions and your engagement. So how can you be more engaged and involved with the project? First, of course, by subscribing to our newsletter that is available in our website and letting us know how do you want to be involved. So basically the form that you are seeing one on your screen will let you select the level of engagement that you want to have within EU-FarmBook. If you want to go to workshops, if you want to be involved with webinars or focus group and a lot of more activities, you just subscribe and let us know what is your level of engagement.
Yes. So, but don't forget, as this event is actually sadly coming to an end, that we're not leaving you empty-handed. So there is training material available on the EU-FarmBook website. It's also going to be available on the EU-FarmBook platform. But as our technical team tends to say, try it out and try to break it. Have a look at the training materials if you need them, but there will also be training sessions that are organized on different topics. I think, yeah, if all else fails, for lack of a better word, then you always have your EU-FarmBook ambassador to reach out to, as Anita has so gracefully mentioned before.
Exactly. And please do not be afraid, because I know that we have received a lot of questions in our Q&A session, but all of those questions will get an answer. So please expect the answers to your questions in our website, exactly on the page that you are already. And last but not least, we want to thank everyone, all the people involved to make the EU-FarmBook platform a reality. This is exactly the starting point to a journey together. And we are very grateful to have you here and to have everyone also with us. It's a special thanks to our technical team, to the communication team, to our coordinators, to the ambassadors team, to everyone that played a fundamental role to make this the first step towards a more sustainable future.
And let's not forget our lovely, wonderful host, which, given the amount of snow that we're getting outside, we might have to stay a bit longer, at UFRAS in Latvia.
Thank you very much, and see you soon.
Bye.